Hello, I'm Lynn Nottage, and I'm a playwright and educator. And I'm inviting teachers in high school, middle school, or college to join Full of Freedom. We really, really need you, especially artists and musicians and actors. Full of Freedom is an urgent call to the arts community to unite in defiance of authoritarian forces that are sweeping the nation. Our democracy is under siege. And under the banner of Full of Freedom, we stand together in creative resistance because when free expression is under threat, art becomes our voice, our shield, our sanctuary. So on August 21st and 22nd, all across the United States, theaters and cinemas and galleries, museums and comedy clubs and bookstores and schools and campuses and many other cultural spaces will be staging events to celebrate artistic expression. And we're calling on students to join us in this fight against fascism. And you may ask why? Because if we don't act now, the very things that we love might disappear because free speech is being eliminated, due process gutted, universities threatened and defunded, and students are kidnapped. Migrants are deported. Troops deployed. Racism is rampant, and cruelty is the status quo. And our most celebrated arts and cultural institutions are under siege, from the Kennedy Center, the Smithsonian, NEA, to PBS and NPR. This is fascism in America. We live in a time when dissent is punished, truth is twisted, and silence can seem safe. Yet here we are, and we could choose to show up, choose to listen, choose to feel, to think, and to act. This is why we must resist, because our freedoms to speak, to question, to create, to love, and to live without fear are not privileges. They are rights earned and defended and carried forward by all of us. When we forget them, they fade. When we remember them, they rise again. Artists are targeted because art matters, and artists are a threat to fascism. When I was in high school, my refuge was books. I found myself in the pages of I Know Why a Caged Bird Sings by Maya Angelou, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret, and Forever by Judy Blume, and I find it disturbing that these very books that shaped who I am as a person and as an artist are being removed from libraries and schools across the country. And I can't imagine a world where students don't have access to the words of these brilliant writers. That is why I'm calling on you to join us in standing up against forces that want to edit, censor, and corrupt the American narrative. Connect with Full of Freedom in the ways that make sense for you. The work doesn't need to be finished or polished or perfect to participate. You can hold a talent show or teach on the history of censorship in the arts, or you can stage reading of plays like The Crucible or The Laramie Project, or simply sit in a room with music and create together. But whatever you do, it should speak to our times, to this moment. Art is how we process and interrogate and resist and celebrate who we are. The power of art is that it can build empathy, shift perspective, and allow us new ways of seeing. So, Full of Freedom is open source and decentralized, which means you can organize your own event. No effort is too small. Full of Freedom will include well-known musicians performing in concert halls, as well as high school students like you showing work in libraries and everything in between. So I ask you that you just check out Full of Freedom for more information about how to participate, and then register your event on our site. Thank you.